So, Governor. The tall, dark-skinned man turns toward you and greets you in a court, military manner. Viceroy Rykad Minoris af Koronus, Governor of the Star System. Welcome to our temporary headquarters. Really like this panel with all the different screens and all those cables coming from it. The man gaze falls on Abelard, his eyes slightly narrow. Or Sarian. Abelard nods wryly. Governor Menini, my greetings. Governor's expression changes drastically when he sees Cassia. Lady Navigator, what an honor! I never thought that House of Salia would grace our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under different circumstances. Cassia purses her lips. An echo of grief knocks the wind out of those present. So, House of Salia is grateful to the support that you have provided to Uric 5 these many years. I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? That they failed to find and escort you? If that is so, I promise you their punishment will be swift and severe. Well, no one left to be punished. What a curious exchange of pleasantries. Is there some kind of discord between you and Abelard? No, of course not. An old misunderstanding, over a century old by now. It isn't worth your time, Lord Captain. Wait, they're exaggerating, aren't they? What's the life expectancy in Warhammer? Probably rather short, right? Convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only surviving soldier turned out to be a traitor and was personally executed by me. That is an outrage. I will not have the personal vetting procedure changed immediately. The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest. Your Lordship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there's a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was the head of the Von Valencias. I've received no word of her demise. Or is it that you are now the rogue trader? Well, think. We could blame them. My esteemed predecessor died at the hands of cultists. May the Emperor incinerate their souls. The governor frowns, and a deep shadow falls over his face. Why? Anyway. A rogue trader von Valencias, slain. Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences, your lordship. Do not hesitate to let me know how I might be of help. Oh, speaking about it. Try to ask for some material compensation. And chance 100%, let's go for that. I need fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship, and I need material compensation. Nice. Success. The governor bows his head in acceptance. Of course, your lordship. You will be compensated for any losses, and I see to it personally that your ship holds are filled with the finest goods from my personal reserves. His profit factor gained too. Abelard nods in approval and remarks quietly, Excellent, your lordship. Rogue trader has no use for leniency. Extorting everyone for personal gains. I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rebel will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming. Let's ask about Heinrix first. Heinrix von Kalox, an interrogator of the Most Holy Inquisition, is operating in your system. Do you know where he is? The governor lowers his voice. I do. Master von Kalox has left the hallowed electrodynamic Synebium. It is an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery's vicinity. But I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I've already sent a small detachment of reinforcement there. Yeah, probably they are not very alive anymore. But nice, finally we know where he is. The weapon the insurgents were using to shoot down the shuttles over the city has been destroyed. Now nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master von Kalox, you should go to the Synebium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I mean, I guess we also have to go there for the other tech priests, so notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pasqal's vox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Man, his last name, I am officially initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his assistance. I categorically object. The governor clenches his fists. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I've on my own hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself plausibly recruited in the city's defense forces. Medinet and Pasqal glare at each other, their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. I think if we don't object, we don't have a engines here. You know, this Magos is part of my retinue. You've no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no... The governor's voice dies down in the low growl. The drilling mechadendrite tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. But he clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. So this is the negotiation technique you have resorted to. Do you think this is the first time I've been threatened with a weapon? No, but this could be your last. Pasqal's voice is akin to the sound produced by his drilling implement, steady and calm, when ready to explode at any moment notice with the crunching of bone and the squelching of tearing flesh. I'm heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? The governor mutters through gritted teeth. Abundantly so, Magos. Oh well. Warhammer, everyone likes to do demonstrations of power. It's just funny if it doesn't work. So, why are you so determined to get to the monastery? Is it because of the relic? It is why I came to this world. I'm expected there. So, it will be my pleasure to assist the Omnissiah's servant in reaching the sanctum. Thank you for your cooperation, your lordship. The drill stops. As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magos Man, officially undertake to accompany you in the Rykad system in the role of bodyguard, to protect you at all costs until your life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Rykad system. I wonder how we can get him to become our engineer. You're Henneman. Glad you're alive. The governor raises his eyebrow and stares at the tech priest in surprise, but refrains from further commentary. So, why not shell the monastery if that's where the insurgents have gathered, or deploy a landing force? Fulfilling the request put the monastery in danger of major destruction. The consequences of this decision for the world of Rykad Minoris could be catastrophic. So, Pasqal, what is so special about the cenobium and the relic? What is it in there that drawn the attention of the interrogator of the Inquisition? Sounds kinda sus, right? I've never been there before. I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction should it end up in heretic hands. The fury of the freed machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, would destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted by rendered the world of Rykad Minoris uninhabitable. So probably the heretics want to destroy Rykad Minoris. Interesting. Warning about the world doom, but at the same time working on the world doom. Heresy must be purged from these blessed holes. I declare any desecrator who defies the relic's power Category 3 blasphemer, deserving of immediate execution. There are different categories of blasphemers? I want to know what the others are punished by. So, What has perplexed you about my companion's name? The governor looks at Pasqal with curiosity. According to the reports we've received, Lotus Evelhunaman set off for the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium a short while before it was stalled. I'm glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master von Kallax. This Vox rasped in confusion. My name is Pasqal Hunaman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. Curious. Is there more than one Magos? So, what do you know about this Abel, Governor? I've never met him in person. That esteemed lodger supervised the work of Rykad Minoris Mechanics for many years. However, he rarely left the Cyber Chapel, and I had never the honor of making his acquaintance. A true anchorite. Cyber Chapel is also a very nice term. I wonder what is awaiting us there. Maybe we will meet Aurora in there. Would be very cool. Why did he fly to the monastery? That seems suspicious, especially the timing. When a lodges of the Adeptus Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, we don't ask why, Your Lordship. Where can I get more information on this individual? I would have suggested that you inspect the esteemed Lodge's sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypts and connected them to the cogitages on the command post. They might provide you with some information. It is amazing that a mechanical voice from a Vox can sound so confused. The name might have been used as a signal intelligible only to its independent recipient. In that case, its bearer might be Archmagos Armament, initiating an investigation and data collection procedure. Idira tenses up and listens, then turns around sharply to face Pasqal. I can hear my friend Snide whispers through the door. Be careful on your search, Magos. If you stare into the shattered mirror for too long, you might see yourself in it. Every shot at once. Manning it is much more of a tainted affair than any reflection of death-like. I see. Fusion. I'm glad to be of service, Your Lordship. This whole planet seems so messed up. I wonder how long the governor is staying in charge. Or if he's blamed for things that happened. What to say? My kinsman, Conrad Volkwehr von Valencius, has betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. If he's hiding in the system, I want him handed over to me. Volkwehr's traitor? Why, any familiar, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I've no information regarding his location. However, the governor pauses to think. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to a data crypt from Lotus Evel's sanctum. It aggregated all the mechanic reports. Unfortunately, the access prayer of it is unknown to me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn something about Conrad's movements. I hazard he fled from you on a ship, not a pair of wings. I mean, we already did that. Not really much to take and to go after. Just Fellowship of the Void, things about us. That's it. So, are you so confident that you will cross the insurrection soon? My impression is the exact opposite. Is that so? The governor maintains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. We can say so many things. Your whole city's a mess, dude. What are you doing? I also wonder how much he even knows about the whole thing. The rioters are too well organized, too well informed, too well armed. Their signs of indoctrination into heretical beliefs. They're clearly being directed by someone competent and charismatic. Governor, you're dealing with an arch-enemy cult that is growing at an alarming rate. Sad. Couldn't say. I kind of hope that we could say the other things, like adding more and more on top. The governor's eyes darken. The unwavering gaze makes him give in. Alright. Perhaps I've underestimated the mutiny, writing it off as the rebels' usual nonsense. However, if it does involve corruption and an underground cult, this needs to be investigated. I'll assign additional resources to it and take the issue seriously. Give my word, your lordship. It's kind of stereotyped now in Warhammer 40k that the nobility are basically useless. Yeah. I mean, definitely true for him, right? And part of being nobility, they all seem so very detached from everything. I could command the courage of the officer we saw. Come on. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Surgeon Melgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defended the starport. The sergeant who managed to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration. Oh well. Such a bootlicker for us. I like it. Tech Priest Quartz Crane claims you have not been doing well enough to ensure the safety of Adeptus Mechanicus monastery. With a heavy sigh, the governor warily covers his face with his hand. Of course he does. That Tech Priest is very insistent. I ordered a squad to be dispatched to the Holy Cenebium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They haven't been heard from yet. I'm afraid this is all I can do under the present circumstances. I don't have a single soldier to spare here in the capital. Yeah, dude. I don't think you're managing. Alright, so that is all I wanted to discuss. Hey, another level up. Let's... we have to travel to the electronic Nevium for two things. For the Final Dawn quest and also for looking for Heinrix. Find the Magos armament. Right. So, before we do that, we will do the level up. See how complicated this one is. Oh no, a talent! Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary hit wounds equal to 10% of their maximum wounds plus resolve. It's kind of cool. Also go for more resolve, so we just get more. We just in general get more. What's it called? More momentums. Go for the noble ones. Also share. I think we have fellowship. I think to share that is not that great. Of course, not too many of our companions rely on fellowship. I will use an ability on the servant. The servant gains more AP. Adjacent. That rarely happens. The servant kills the target that the noble dealt. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna remember that. The 7 is less than 30% points. Let's go with the AP increasing. So it might be interesting to give that probably to Pasqal. Right. Should we just go for more willpower? I think many of our things are usually just fellowship, right? Also go for more ballistic skill, but so far it's working pretty well to not attack ourselves. I do not attack, I let others attack. Destroy through. Slash ability. I just threw an enemy to the cell. Kind of interesting. Tonic Scream. Taunting. The classic. Forceful Strike. The next melee pushes the enemy away. Reckless Strike. Gains 5 times strength bonus, so 20. 50% armor penetration and 10 damage. Let's go for that. I like it. Movement could be cool. Cover. Timing. What was his humanity's finest? Toughness. Yeah, we already thought about that. I remember now. Let's go for more movement. I think that might be nice. For our, well, all the way melee character. Argenta. Controlled shots. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. Ah, the one we do. Fringe, which is defensive, concentrated fire. Let's go with dash, so we can get out of attack of opportunity territory. Awareness, we have Cassia for that. Athletics. Abelard is okay in that. Pasqal is Medicaid. Go for Law Imperium. So we have Pasqal for Xenos, we have Cassia for Warp, and we have Argenta for Imperium. Sounds like a plan, I think. Hopefully succeeding all the knowledge checks. Let's see if we can somehow stabilize some of her psychic abilities. Blood. Barrage of reality. Ooh. First time we boost someone, they get +10 to weapon skill and ballistic skill. Go. Not really sure what to improve, because I think I will be replacing her pretty fast, pretty soon. Same thing. The officer used an ability on an ally. Bonus to perception ballistic skill equal to 5. Let's go with that. Fellowship. Actually, of course, we can't improve willpower anymore. Let's go with that. Right, last but not least. Expose weakness for free, I think is nice. Pasqal has so many things you can do. I really think we need to improve tech use, so still going for Xenos. And here we are. Alright, so let's go to the bunker. Hopefully find Heinrix pretty soon. Wait. Great, wrong selection. Anyway. Makes sense that the headquarters are the bunker. I just thought because I was here with the starport. Electrodynamic Cenobium. There we want to go. Those coils look very dangerous. Better not touch them. Ooh, loot. Let's go there first. Priorities. Heretics on the run. Doesn't matter. There's loot. We can find more loot.
Keep your wits about you. That wasn't so difficult.
Judging by the dead people's equipment, they were the same guard the governor sent to the monastery's aid.
The Emperor favors me
Judging by the
today.
face that the pieces are molten at the edges, the statue was destroyed with fire from a multi-laser turret of the type that is mounted on the landing force shuttles.
Is there money to be made?
So just out of spite, they destroyed an Emperor statue? Alright, heretics. The Bineric rhythm awakens the gate's latching mechanism. Everything seems to be so high voltage powered.
Always keep your eye on the prize. I always have a backup plan.
Burst attacks are harder to dodge. Kinda makes sense. If you don't know where they're shooting, and if there are multiple bullets.